Good morning to all of you. The previous CJI, Sharad Arvind Bobde, and two other judges bench on 23rd April 2021 gave a beautiful ruling in regard to sanction of bail. Sanction of bail to the accused, particularly who is a rowdy sheeter. So, while disposing the criminal appeal number 448 by 2021 in the case of Sudha Singh versus State of Uttar Pradesh and another 2021. So it is on 23/4/2021. So CJA and two others, Justice A.S. Bopanna and V. Ram Subramaniam, they held that it is important to recognize the potential threat to the family of the deceased person. No doubt, the life and liberty of the each individual applying for bail is also important, but you have to strike a balance between these two, particularly when the accused person to whom the bail is given is a rowdy sheeter. So this matter came as an appeal before the Supreme Court. Actually, the Allahabad High Court, it has granted bail to the accused. Of course, he was arrested, Mr. Raja, okay. He was arrested under Section 3, Class 1 of the UP Gangster and Anti-Social Activities Prevention Act. So, Anti-Gunda Act like that, 1986. So, in this connection, he was given bail. Now, let us know the details of the case. So, in which the bail application has been filed, how the deceased wife has come for appeal against the orders of the Allahabad High Court. So, Sudha Singh, she is her husband, Mr. Rajanarayan Singh. So, she is the wife of Mr. Rajanarayan Singh, who is the deceased hereafter we will refer to. So, the deceased was murdered by the accused in conspiracy with others. So, he has shot him to death. Right. A case in crime number 200 by 2015 under sections 302, 120B IPC was registered and section 3 and 25 of the Arms Act also was registered in Sodhari PS Azamgarh district of Uttar Pradesh. Right. So, as far as the story of the killer or the accused goes to show that he is a contract killer and he has operated organized crimes in Azamgarh. So 15 cases are pending. In 61 cases he was involved and 15 cases are pending. So the pitiable part is most of the other cases they have ended in acquittal. So his gang committed number of crimes. So instilling fear, causing fear and therefore fear and terror. And therefore, the people who are the victims, they are not able to come to the police and they did not have the guts to report the matter to the police. That means unregistered cases are so many. Unregistered cases are many, 61 cases reported, 51 are pending against him. What more is necessary? But Allahabad High Court liberally granted bail to him. So, that too you see, with personal bond to the satisfaction of the jail authorities and with two sureties. That means to say, the Allahabad High Court has simply ignored the antecedents of the accused and his potential to repeat the organized crimes. Right? So, actually, another important point here to have to discuss is the accused, on behalf of the advocate of the accused, he used to get adjournments whenever the witness comes. He used to get adjournment for the cross-examination of the witnesses because once the chief is over, some people will go to the house of the witness and threaten him. So that is the problem. That's why they take so-called adjournments. So Sessions Court has to direct the police to provide security to the witnesses. This is the situation. Another important point is, previously the accused killed a police constable when he went to arrest him. So such is the notorious story of this person who was given bail liberally by the Allahabad High Court and it was taken notice by the Supreme Court. Please remember, Supreme Court relied on a very famous case, Prashant Kumar Sarkar versus Ashish Chatterjee and another. In this case, so under which circumstances before giving bail, what are the points to be considered? This is important point, please remember. So number one, prima facie ground to see whether the accused committed the offence or not. Normally we say that the accused is innocent, but on seeing the FIR, the prima facie, the judge can establish whether the accused committed the offence or not. Number two, nature and gravity of the accusation. Suppose if it is a case of murder of 3 or 4 persons, definitely it will have more gravity than a murder where the wife and husband had a dispute and husband killed her. So you have to see the nature and gravity of the accusation also, and severity of the punishment in case of conviction. That's why normally in murder cases at the first instance they don't grant bail because the severity. So in case of terrorist activities they don't give because of the severity. That means he can be hanged, he can be given death sentence also. Then fourth point, danger of the accused absconding in case of granting bail. So our people are so great people, even though they say that they will be available as and when the police call them. So when once they are getting bail, so the chances of their escaping also there, that has to be taken into consideration. That's why daily go to the police station, put your signature once in a week, like that the orders will be given. Then fifth point, character, behavior, means, position and standing of the accused. So standing means in how many cases is involved. So his character is also in. That's why. So while discussing section 75 of the IPC, we say that previously he has been convicted in a theft case, therefore he has to enhance the punishment should be given to them. Section 75 IPC will be telling. So character, behavior, means. In this connection I want to tell you section 280 CRPC. The court can observe the demeanor of the witness also. Then sixth point, reasonable apprehension of witness being influenced. So he may try to, the accused may try to influence the witness. He may try to gain over the witness. So that point also has to be taken into consideration. And danger of justice being thwarted by grant of bail. So when once he is committing a recidivist activity after going on bail, come on, once again if he attacks another member of the family and kills them, then this is a danger of justice being thwarted. So keeping all these conditions, you have to grant bail because already he is involved in 61 cases pending, say 15 cases are pending against him. He is having a rowdy sheet to his credit also. Of course, I do not say that all rowdies are bad fellows. Some people even do not know that a rowdy sheet exists against them. Whatever it be. So rowdy sheet means there is something bad on record against him. So in such conditions, the bail, before granting bail, these points have to be taken into consideration. This is what I want to tell. The Supreme Court also, even though it's a judgment given by the earlier CJI, these points have to be considered while granting bail. These points are more important. If you become a judge, please remember all these points. So with this, I want to stop here. Thank you very much.